Today's the day.
Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings. Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school.
How about I just stay here?
See you soon.
I'm staying here. Alright, well. Here I go. I'm gonna save first. No, not take a picture. So last time, we went on a treasure hunt. I'm gonna say the other one too. Alright, let's go. Wonder how well this is gonna go. Oh, we're all in an elevator.
Yo!
You're late, Macchiato! We all been waiting for you! I bet you were afraid you discovered the murder you were...
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. There we can all reveal the details of Makito's crime. I really are convinced I did it, but... didn't do it. Both knew that all too well. But then, who is the killer? Yin Yang. The one who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Well then, let's begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea.
Hey,
Are you scared? No, scared is quite right.
Makoto.
Said before, but it's up to you to uncover the mystery surrounding the case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come up to grips with the truth. Honor, we're all finding out who did this to us. Oh boy. Please don't tell me this kill box is sending with a few clunky sounds towards the school basement. I wonder if it's how a death row inmate feels when the constable comes. Rather than you finally arrived! What I feel is just like a real pervert. It's like a Hollywood movie set, right? Shit. Not even close. It's total shit.
Well now.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know you have rights? The Constitution says you do. Let's become Phoenix Red, baby. Oh. Well. All right.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But If you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
Okay, begin the debate. Decide who the killer is. Anything I found out, anything I've noticed, has to be ready to speak up because this isn't about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Not at all. Let's hear what everybody else has to say first. Wow! Evidence of the story. Alright! Here we go, Yin Yang!
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
Yep.
She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Fucking controller.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that part already.
But did we?
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom.
Okay, so just press X.
So it seems the killer must have taken her by. She didn't even have a chance.
I assert that the one who was killed and the murder took place
In the bathroom. So it seems like the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
I assert that the one who was murdered.
Yeah, we know that part already.
murder took place
in the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
I assert that the one who was killed.
Yeah, we know who
and the
you're
murder
certain.
took place
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that
So how do I read?
the killer must have taken her by surprise. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Come! Oh, I thought that said come for me. Crap, if I got the hiccups from thinking on it.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things have been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
Yeah?
A struggle? Between who and who?
That's a good point.
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
Oh, well.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide.
Yep.
The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
Shut up! Jeez. I did not know how I shot that bullet.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used the knife they had. How could anyone do something like that? Son of a bitch!
So what was used to... There was some kind of sharp... Without a doubt, that...
So the killer used some random knife they had on him. How could anyone do something like that?
That son of a bitch! So what was used to... There was some kind of sharp... Without a doubt.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
Wait.
How could anyone do something like that?
That son of a bitch!
I like how you get...
So what was used to... There was some kind of sharp... Without a doubt. That is...
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
How could anyone do something like that? That son of a... So what was used to...
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach.
Wait, that just back...
Without a doubt.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
How could anyone do something like that? That son of a bitch!
I'm gonna die.
So what was used to... There was some kind of sharp object.
Without a doubt, that is the murder
Control
weapon.
is... So the aim...
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
How could anyone do something like that? That son of a bitch! So what was used to kill her? There was some kind of sharp... Without a doubt.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him. could anyone do something like that? That son of a bitch!
So what was used to kill her? There was some kind of sharp object, without a doubt.
That is the murder weapon.
So the killer... the knife they had on him.
God, how the hell did I do it the first time? Cause like, okay, so it says here, X fire. Okay, so to select truth bullet, L.
How could anyone do something like that? That son of a bitch!
So what was used to kill?
So what was used to kill her?
Without a doubt.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him. How could anyone do something like
that?
Keep fucking missing.
Son of a bitch. So what was used to? There was some kind
knife.
of sharp, without a doubt. That.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
No, that was wrong. I'm Saul Goodman.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Yeah.
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right.
Wait a minute.
Makoto's room was
this shirt always
crime? With more proof to...
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the...
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, some...
You really believe that?
Yeah. Okay, now what do we do? Make your argument.
So I guess there's no question. The kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it into his...
No, it's wrong.
Yeah. What's
Okay,
up?
wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead.
Well, what if I have a witness? What
Ah!
do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
I went to get some keys in the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. So when I finished my key, I went back into the kitchen by myself, and the knives were there. So you're saying that the kitchen's still where you're between the knives? Yes.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared.
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't...
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
Yeah.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but...
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profit.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together?
Ugh, good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops, did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife.
Good point.
So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, no way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure,
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because,
What?
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
That's funny, because,
Actually,
exactly
there
what I did.
is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first?
Well, because they're not here anymore. Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she went...
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who...
That's the only pop. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look as she left. She said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it.
No!
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction?
Hold on. It's still too early because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Oh, hair! Now I understand.
Wow!
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, The culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Ha ha ha! Yes, very true, very... Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been through. Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are...
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yes.
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Yep. What we need now is the evidence. Why is like my entire apps just decide they're not gonna open?
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking...
Huh?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh, yeah.
This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own... But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's no...
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand. The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Shoot!
Shoot.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her, and they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
No.
And finally...
No! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
We already know the answer.
She can't lock it because it's my room.
The incident took place in Sayaka was first attacked. She then fled into the back.
Then the killer... And they got into the bathroom. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit...
No!
It was you, wasn't it? We already know the answer.
Yin Yang just reacted.
The incident took place in Sayaka was first attacked. She then fled into the back.
Then the killer ran out, and they got into the bathroom. At that point, the killer had to try because
No, it's wrong.
Oh, my house!
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking.
Yes.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the... Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student.
So the reason the door didn't open was just... But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
Apparently
The
not.
killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail.
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's...
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Haha!
Say
that. Got me.
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then...
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. The killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break.
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening.
That is...
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide on...
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Majority rules? Do you really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how... Oh! As a matter of fact, I do have one question. Oh, you don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just wondering.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then... maybe...
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizo...
No, that can't...
Oh! Trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Okay.
Shoot!
Switching rooms.
I got it!
That's why we switched rooms.
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place. Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you... I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil, and these are the words that appear.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shit. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or
So, Makoto, did you...
No, I didn't.
Of course you didn't, because the note also...
But why?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what damn that?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not...
Huh? Oh, sorry.
What makes you say that?
Shoot! Didn't drop the controller either.
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention. Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
No, it's wrong.
Wait, oh, I got it. Dang.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka.
They got...
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka and the nameplate on Makoto.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Okay, then who did it?
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note. She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the... That's where the answer...
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in...
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the...
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene.
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to...
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Shoot!
Oh, there's glitter on the wrist. I'm an idiot.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should be right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there.
Is that...
Gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to... And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword. Right there on her wrist.
I see.
All right, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
Sometimes they say something that's in orange text.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So, she grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her...
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit
grabbed the...
And that's when the first blow was...
The sword...
Shoot!
When the fighting broke out,
the culprit, and that's when the first sword-based sneak...
That's what broke Miss... So, she grabbed... She had hidden away.
Shoot!
when the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword.
Stop.
And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So she grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden, but then the culprit grabbed from her too.
And they killed her with it. And that's exactly what happened.
Broke out.
The culprit, and that's when the first
sword-based attack.
And that's what broke it. So she grabbed the kitchen, but then the culprit took...
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened. When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
sword broke with my zoners, so she grabbed the kitchen, but then the culprit took and they killed her.
And that's exactly what happened.
Fighting
Broke out. The culprit grabbed, and that's when the first sword.
No. Oh!
No, it's wrong.
Okay.
Actually, no. I don't think the...
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen?
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, if you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So
Hi, I'm
you're
so
saying the sword was initially used to defend.
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played. The culprit came in. Then they took the knife and so she grabbed the sword to defend herself. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they...
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to...
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
I got it! You're talking about her palm. The palms of her hands were perfectly clean.
How can you know that just by looking at her palm?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do, in fact, if you look, it's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
What? Wait!
no,
What do you mean? Oh.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's in other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means... the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the
Without the sword?
I got it! Sayaka?
But we already said that the attack
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an...
Then the one who attacked first.
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost... She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two. Maybe the reason she was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the name. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to cut, and by committing the murder there instead of her room. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of... I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing which is why out of all of us,
wow,
she asked.
that's actually
Plus,
that don't make sense.
she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
God, that makes so much more sense.
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan back, she launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Good point.
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out if we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Oh!
it's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Very well. Then let's review
Clues we found up to this point.
We really have to die! We don't do something! We're all gonna die!
It's easy just to say, hey, but there just aren't any more. No, it's wrong.
Just like how everything breaks. Like, breaks the
There
fabric.
still might be one clue left.
Dining. Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037.
Well, before we get too far into that, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote?
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Yeah, it makes sense, right?
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. What the heck do those numbers mean?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Ah, okay.
Of course. It's
Oh, yeah.
Huh? What?
No, it's just look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers.
They look like they say.
Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but... Looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
So whoever did it is Leon!
Oh, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
But even if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense.
rotate the image 100.
Look at it. Leon!
Oh my god.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right on to who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Alright. Monokuma, it's Monokuma.
Here's my answer.
Leon, I'm
the key to solving
sorry.
this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180
Leon,
degrees.
no!
If you turn them, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N, or more accurately, Leon.
What? What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence.
Oh, coincidence!
It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write up. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want.
You know what? I freaking called it, but I didn't call it was that guy. I just said, oh, it says Leon.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
I got it!
Ay, I'm gonna hurt.
The burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground
Sorry,
by
I'm
the
just very happy
incinerator,
that I
right?
somehow was able to go. Right now, right
As
now.
the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim, but one piece burned off, and the killer didn't notice. If they
Hi,
had,
I'm Saul.
Isn't that right, Lee?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine.
Oh, that sounds a little sus to me, man. Like, yeah.
One little charred piece.
You're right. That alone isn't enough.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah.
Ow.
I got it!
Oh.
You need the key to get in. And so the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash.
Interesting.
You just realized who he was talking about? I just love how he's like, yeah, the guy who took the trash. What? Yeah, I mean,
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on he must have had.
So the only one who, the person in charge of the.
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence.
No, that's wrong. Hold on. I think I know.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn.
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball.
But how would you?
I got it! The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Going through that gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
the fairy, I remember!
So the only way was because the killer was able to hit. Once they got in the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But if the distance from the gate to the incinerator, the pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something up, could someone really do?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
You're the best
Difficult.
baseball.
Absolutely. I got it!
Fanfic creator.
Because the
It's
killer is
you!
the ultimate baseball.
Do you
Hey,
have
look
any
this
idea
up.
how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge.
You can't be serious.
I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time and with that, we can—
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions— Now here's what happened. Here's exactly what happened. I think I'd better take one more... The killer is... you!
Please.
I think I'd better take... Last night, from what we could... She attacked them with the... Here's exactly what happened.
Please.
But then they grabbed... During the struggle,
What? She dropped it!
The killer is you!
Please work. Okay. Done.
And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself
Yep.
The killer, what they didn't know, Sayaka knew.
Yep.
So instead,
Like his name. She died. Bam. Yeah, we found out who it was, boys and girls.
it would appear that Hero simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your seeing the ball. You thought of a way to take care of it.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been...
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories. You need evidence. Where's the evidence?
I think I showed all the
Without evidence, it's all bullshit. It's bullshit, and I refuse to acknowledge it.
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe... When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
I refuse to acknowledge you. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lied. Shut up.
What? Do I have to restart everything freaking again? Yes.
I refuse to give up yet.
When the killer removed the screws...
They just gotta tap them.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lied. Shut up. You kidding me? Not a chance. You lied. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance.
What the frick? What the frick?
It wasn't me. Stupid. You lied. Shut up. You kidding me? Not a chance. You lied. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid! You lie! Where's your proof?
Bam!
Prove it?
You fool! I'm Slippin' Jimmy.
The screws on
It's
the bathroom
slipping
doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool.
I mean,
You should
it
have
had to be
killed
a
me when you had the chance.
screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkit's...
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer...
Okay, then whose toolkit?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your tool? The screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid! Huh?
And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid. Stupid.
He's dying. Slippin' Jimmy!
You have no rebuttal?
You have no
Then it
rebuttal?
would seem we are finished here.
I got an A. B, B, A, C, A, C. Final results. Woohoo!
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our... You all have a lever in front of you. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor. Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Who is found guilty? Oh, that's great. Whoa, pretty good.
Yahoo!
Huh?
Yep, you're dead, bro.
Hey, hold on.
But...
You son of a bitch!
I didn't have... So, that's why...
None of you are any different!
Completely chance that I was completely chance that I wouldn't.
I was just...
I was just unlucky. That's all.
Hey, come on!
Hey, come on! You expect me to just accept my death? Midnight's up. Even if that's true, I think it's safe as well. Throw out the mastermind because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw there. If I was her and that video had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. I was trapped here with no way out. I can't afford to be stuck here. The only thing that was more important to her was something else was burning for friends. To see something like that happen to them was so okay. They would ever talk to each other. Yep. She did.
No matter what happens, please always be there.
Did she learn from the beginning she was using me? I'll never know because there's nothing I can do to ask her what. I mean, once you're dead, that's that.
Phew!
Understand, I really do. Yep, and under despair, thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Passion and Intimacy, love, the stronger the... Stop screwing with us, it's all your fault. You could be supposed to do something like that. Oh, it's all your fault. But...
That's enough.
That's enough.
Calm down.
You really want her to make... you want to make her enemies pay for what you've done? And let it go for now. Damn it.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
I was close. I thought for sure you were going to give me a good walloping. Greatly avoid punishment, you did.
Yes,
you did, I know.
indeed.
Black and...
Punishment?
Punishment?
You mean...
execution?
Wait a sec!
I didn't have a choice, I had to kill.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. I was just protecting myself in the moment that it was over time.
Is that okay?
Work your way into the bathroom to be...
Do you understand?
So, that's...
Oh.
Can't say it's Saul. Of course, I don't plan on doing this because the one to blame is him. What? If it weren't for you, this would never have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who puts us in this situation, the mastermind.
Unbelievable. Hey,
Just shut up.
Chills! Kid! I'm begging you! Please, don't do this!
Hey, come on now.
Stop! Please.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
Oh gosh.
No, 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 no!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
God, I don't like this.
Oh!
Oh. No, don't, please. Poor Leon. Oh my god, that's freaking terrifying. I'm sorry, we can't do anything about it. Oh my god. In use. Holy crap, man. No, don't you. Don't. That's... Is that a gun or is that just a ball cannon? Why are we all watching this? Leon, I'm so sorry. But... the 1000 below? I'm gonna turn into a friggin' skeleton after all this. Oh my god! Could you imagine? What the... What? Oh. Poor Leon. He's just a skeleton, ain't he? Could you... Oh, Jesus. Mind you, freaking Monokuma had to do all this. Freaking... Bass... Bleh. Holy so, that was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
What's going on? I can't take this anymore. I can't take it.
Well?
You don't like it? You swear to cut all ties with the outside world and start living here forever. That's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
Fuck you! I'm already doing this shit to
What the heck?
I'm like it's some devil.
Say what?
Hey.
Oh my god.
Just a second.
Yeah.
Makoto.
Something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? Surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
Told you before the class trial started. You figured out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted to realize how Sayaka betrayed me and myself, didn't you? The thought never came across my mind. I feel like such a fool become. Such an easy target.
It's true.
Sayaka just drove across you. That's a fact that can never change. But even till the end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why you can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know that for sure. We can't ask her now.
However,
even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Final thoughts? How was it? You, huh?
So.
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Or maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who killed her.
Certainly.
Certainly one possibility, but it doesn't matter.
Anyway.
Became uncertain. She was sure she couldn't kill.
Right.
Almost ironic, thinking about it like that. Because you're the kind of person who you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving
Correct.
forward. Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such this desperate situation. And past their death, I could never do that. No. I want to carry them with me for the rest of my life. I can't possibly move past something like this. Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you choosing Havoc. Well, I have high expectations for you.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I want to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh well. I'm psychic.
What?
Huh? Kidding. I just have good intuition. That's a good way to end this chapter. So there's 3 dead, 12 remain. To be continued. So, that was Saul Goodman, aka... Oh. Had to spare a baseball bat. Well, thank you. Yes. Thank you all for watching. Next time, we are going to go on to Chapter 2. Thank you all for watching. And I will see you all later. I'm going to save. See you guys then. Bye.